FW Project. This is Michael, your host, and we are live again in Manhattan, New York City, and we're going to be comparing it to driving in Manila, Philippines. So, what are the differences? This is going to be the part two. There's a part one I have uh, conversed about before, and this is going to be part two. All right. So, if you're going to be driving in New York, it's gonna be a little bit lenient rather than in the Philippines, because in the Philippines, if you drive a little bit aggressive, there's a lot of police officers that are gonna be apprehending you. So yep, and yeah, let's see this one. There you go. There's a green light there. Okay, perfect. So, what do you mean by lenient? So just imagine if you are in the mid lane, and there's three lanes, and you there is an exit to the left, not an exit. There's a left turn on the left. You can still go to the mid lane and then just cut the ones who are in line on the left. Even though a left turn must turn left, all the cars are there lined up, and you're in the mid lane, you can just cut them here in New York. In the Philippines, that is called swerving, and you're gonna be apprehended for that, and you're gonna pay like $10 to $15 minimum, up to like $200 per violation. So there's a lot of violation. There's gonna be obstruction if you're gonna be caught with a red light. There's gonna be swerving. There's gonna be negligence. So there's a lot of law there that will penalize you. In New York, if you're aggressive like that, even there's an NYPD there. It's not a problem, because they're used to traffic here. Actually, the Philippines has a terrible traffic as well, but what I'm saying is, the NYPD and the law here are more lenient than the police officers in the Philippines, because in the Philippines you're gonna get fined of just swerving, and then they're gonna put a couple of violations with that as well, like obstruction and negligence. So yeah, and there, the difference between New York and in Manila. Hello there. Good morning. Hello there too from India. Good morning, boys and girls, and men and women. I'm driving here in Manhattan, and I'm talking about what is the difference comparison of driving in the Philippines, Manila, the capital, and Manhattan, New York City. So it's almost the same, but not the same. So I told before, this is the second part, and swerving is a law in the Philippines, unlike in New York. Wherein if there is a left lane must turn left, you can go to the mid lane and then just cut off the left lane. You can do it in New York, but you cannot do it in Manila, because in Manila you're gonna get caught. They're gonna give a couple of violations for you to pay, like swerving, obstruction, and like negligence. So you're gonna be paying like $10 to $15 per violation. So it's gonna cost a lot, because it's just the minimum, $10 to $15 minimum, up to 100 to $200. I am here at FDR. Let me see if I can. It's traffic. There you go. It's traffic. And exit 12. Because there's a truck there who cannot pass. There. It's blocking everything. Look at that truck. So beautiful. It's like, oh, I cannot go here, because he didn't read the sign before entering here that his truck cannot get cleared on that ledge right there. So he has to turn and get that exit. Whoa, that cannot happen in the Philippines, because it's gonna be there's gonna be a lot of violations. But here in New York, they are very lenient about it. I'm a big fan of you. Well, thank you. But yeah, this is just a hobby. I'm just going back to my work every day. So I said to myself, why not do live and at least have a perspective, because I've driven in Manila, Philippines, and I've driven in Milan and other parts of Italy. I'm 7 years working in Italy, and now I'm working in Manhattan, New York. So those perspective, I like to share it with a lot of people, because driving is very complicated. You have to have a lot of brain cells and a lot of patience, especially in these capital cities. So yeah, Ronaldo or Messi? I'm a basketball and baseball fan, not a soccer fan. That's why when I was in Italy, maybe a Bologna Football Club, because I lived in Bologna before. Lots of nice food as well there. So yep, that's a lot of traffic. Oh my God. Yep. Actually, there's no traffic in FDR. If you can see Waze, Waze is still. I'm gonna report it to Waze later. Yeah, because this truck in front of us doesn't have the clearance, the height clearance to go over the FDR. What do they call this? Because it says 13 to 0 clearance, and he doesn't have the clearance, so he is blocking everything, and he cannot fit the right exit. So yeah, a lot of brain cells there. Yeah. So yeah. Wait a second. How many subscribers do you have? I don't know. Maybe 1,000, 2,000. I don't know. 1,200, something like that. I really don't know. I'm just doing this for fun. I'm not doing this for a professional. Wait a second. Okay, the traffic is cleared now. Now we can go. All right. Now we can 1.2k. There you go. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Now I can compare the traffic in the Philippines, or the driving in the Philippines, Manila, and in Manhattan, New York. So today, today is a very tricky day, because yesterday there is a New York Marathon, and tomorrow it's gonna be a national voting day. But I don't see any traffic at all. There's no build up or anything, major build up. So everything is fine now. This morning, because I've been from downtown going to uptown, and now uptown going to downtown, and I'm taking FDR. And this morning I was taking the First Avenue, so it means that there's no traffic at all, because it didn't reroute me to FDR. All right, so much about that. I'm gonna go back to talking about the comparison between driving in Manila and in New York. So number one, yeah, it's the number one on this part two. You can cut the must turn left, and you can just from the mid lane. In the Philippines, you cannot do it because they're swerving. Number two, there is a fine standard, what do you call this, speed limit in Manhattan. Like 25 is the standard. If you go east and FDR, or in the outer lanes, they're going to be 40, but within the city it's going to be 20. Or if you're in the school zone, there's 15 and 20. In Manila, there's no speed limit. Okay, even if it's a school zone. I remember I was in front of UST, in front of Ramon Magsaysay, and in front of Intramuros. There's no speed limit. You can go as like 60, 70 if you want. Kilometers, that's kilometers per hour. And you're not gonna. But if you hit someone, or if you break the red light, you're gonna be fined a lot, because there's no speed limit. And you can see people are just crossing the street, unlike here in Manhattan. I remember there's a controversial law that doesn't penalize jaywalking anymore in Manhattan. So there's no jaywalking here anymore. That's absurd, right? Nobody's following it, I know, but but still, you are encouraging them to die, right? Because not all people have good breaks. Not all people are not sleepy, and that not all people are crazy. So there's just gonna be this one time that there's a truck or there's a car that is fast enough that couldn't brake on time, and people in New York are vulnerable because they don't even care if they see the the white light, the walk sign. If it's a go, they think they're immortal. So you cannot do that in the Philippines. You're gonna be dead in like 5 minutes. Cannot survive there because in the Philippines, the difference is even though you have a pedestrian lane, even though you have a pathway up or down, people just wanted to go the straight way. They're just gonna cross the street. Not on the pedestrian lane, everywhere. Everywhere. Thank you for the sub, man. Thank you for the sub. Thank you for the sub, man. I appreciate it. You need 50 subs. Actually, I don't know. I don't know how to put it, but it's just a hobby. I'm just sharing my perspective. It relaxes me in this kind of traffic situations. So yeah, um, in the Philippines, they just walk in front of you. Even if it's a highway, it's an expressway, they're just walking, and most of them die. But yeah, that's why you have to be more alert there than here. And here, there's commercial lane, there's bike lane, there's pedestrian, and there's walkways. In the Philippines, no, it's just the freaking road and the freaking people just passing by. So yeah, that's why I'm telling you, you don't have a lot of speed limits there, and people are crossing the streets even though there's no pedestrian lane. Unlike here, it's more civilized here because we have these things called jeepneys. The jeepneys can stop everywhere. Here, there's a bus stop. You have to stop at the bus stop, and then you ride there, and then you go to the other bus stop. In the Philippines, wherever there is road and wherever there's people, you can stop anytime. Anytime. You just wave your hand like hailing a cab, and then the jeepneys are gonna stop there, and then just gonna say, "Where are you going?" "I'm going to, you know," and then you can just stop in front of your house if you want. There's no bus stop. There's bus stop, but jeepney stops, it doesn't exist. So just imagine here, if you're here in Manhattan, there is something called the commercial lane, where the commercial trucks and everything, the services are parking, and there is a bus lane wherein taxis and buses are allowed to go. The red thing over there, the red lane. In Manila, it's just combined everything, just the buses, the commercial vehicles, everything, the jeepneys. So if you are here, if you're from downtown going to uptown in the morning, rush hour of morning, it's gonna be taking you like, for 4 miles, it's gonna be taking you like 40 minutes. That's the safest guesstimate estimate. Okay, in the Philippines, you're going like 35 kilometers, but it's gonna be taking you 4.5 hours. So that is the comparison of it. I don't know the math, but I think Manila is longer because they lose like 6 hours minimum per day just for traveling, for commuting in Manila. 6 hours. Just imagine if you have an 8-hour job, and you sorry, I cannot read all the messages because I'm driving, so I am very um wait a second. There you go. Okay. I'm very safe about that. I cannot just read, and I can just talk. Okay, so whatever you're texting there or you're messaging there, I'm gonna read it, but I'm still driving. So what I'm saying is, if you're Philippines and you're driving, you're gonna lose 6 hours of your time just by commuting or driving. So imagine if you have an 8 hour work plus six, it's a 14-hour day. You're gonna be like, that's why a lot of people are just very sad because they leave like 5 a.m. just to get to 7 a.m. Work, and 7 or 8 a.m. And that's gonna be like 5 o'clock up to, you're gonna be home by 7:30 or 8. So it's awful. You don't have time for your family. In Manhattan, there's a lot of avenues there. There's like now I'm in Second Avenue. I took this First Avenue this morning. The comparison of that is you have a lot of options here. Waze or Google Map is gonna be guiding you. Like go here, go there, go here, go there. In the Philippines, there's just one road, EDSA. It's just gonna be slamming everybody there. But if you go into the city itself, you're gonna be like 4 hours. You're gonna be losing 3 to 4 hours. So number three, we're just in number three, and I'm almost home. Number three is that in Manhattan they have no truck bans. Like you can even see the sweeper there. You can see the truck there. You can see construction there. In Manila, there's a truck ban. They can only pass Manila roads or even the major roads there, like before 6 a.m. and up to 10 p.m. 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. And then they can only go on weekends as well. Here, you can see trucks, you can see everything. The dump trucks, the construction trucks, the service trucks, the USPS. Everybody's here. So the volume of traffic is almost comparable because overpopulation in the Philippines has more traffic, even though there's no truck ban in Manhattan. Everybody's here. So parking. Number four, parking. Before I park, because I'm gonna be late for work. So before I park, parking. Parking Manila is very complicated in comparison with New York. New York, you get a ticket. In Manila, you get towed because towing has more violations, I think, or more payments than just ticketing. And most of the cars in the Philippines, not most, but a lot of cars in the Philippines are not registered. A lot of them are stolen, but the policemen are just lazy enough to just counter check them, to give ticket, to fine them. So they're just gonna tow it. So if you're leaving your car and you're not paying anybody with a ticket, it's gonna be towed in Manila. Before, when I was a student, my car was towed like 2 times, parking in front of my school, and I'm paying like 30 pesos for that every day. I'm paying and I'm still towed. So the parking there is awful. Unlike here, if you park here, there's a meter and there's a policeman that's gonna be regulating everything, and you're gonna get a ticket. It's gonna be mailed to you, or you're gonna be paying it when you register. It's a very civilized process. In the Philippines, no, they're gonna get towed, and you're gonna be paying like 40 bucks minimum for that. For every kilometer the towing truck takes your car, and that is just for the towing. You have to get a signed release, which is like 30 bucks. So it's like 70 bucks minimum there. You're gonna be towed. So if you have a car there, make sure you have what do you call this? A garage, because it's a law in the Philippines. If you don't have a garage, they're not gonna give you a car. Okay, in Manila, just in Manila, because of overpopulation. So yeah, Here you can just park everywhere as long as there's a blue, white, yellow line. It depends with your car, but you're not gonna get towed. You're just gonna get a ticket, except on the towing areas with what we call this, fire hydrants, school, or something like that. So yeah, that's the fourth one, and the last one. Okay, maybe we can put in the last one. 5 minutes. I'm gonna be there at work, so this is gonna be fast. Bicycles. Okay, bicycles here, they don't have any. Sometimes they don't have any lights. Sometimes they don't have. A lot of times they don't have helmets, so they're just passing through, right? They have bicycle lanes here in the Philippines. Bikes and mopeds and lots of motorbikes, they're just everywhere. You can hit a motorbike while you're parking. All right, and how do I say that? If, motorbikes, they are very aggressive there, rather than here. If you see one cutting here, and they're gonna be like, oh my God, this one's cutting me. There, you have to be used to it. All right, because they every single space they're gonna occupy, and because of overpopulation, it's gonna be a problem with your driving. And here in Manhattan, they stop in stoplights, I suppose, most of them, and they have their bike lanes, so you know that it's they're gonna be coming from the left. Sometimes they come from the right, the delivery guys. But yeah, in the Philippines, they're just coming everywhere because they don't have bike lanes. They have motor lanes, but they're not using it. So yeah, so those five comparisons, I think that's more likely the topic for today. I'm gonna sign out because I'm gonna park and I'm gonna be late for work. It's 8:24. I have to be there by 9. So 8:30 actually. So yeah, this is Michael from the Off Project. Thank you for at least watching this live about the comparison with the Philippine driving and New York. Next time maybe we're gonna be talking about the traffic or something about driving. Okay, so maybe we're gonna be calling this driving lessons in life. I don't know. Something like that. Okay, see you, and I'm signing out. Thank you for watching. Yeah.